Guys, Deluded Gooner, just some additional thoughts. I felt that video, previous one, was going on a bit too long. So yeah, firstly, the self-inflicting errors. We're not clearing convincingly. Monreal was the only one I saw when he put his foot through it today. He meant to clear it. I'm not saying any sort of danger. You just have to kick it into X, Y, Z. That's why these players play for Arsenal, because they can play under pressure. To play under pressure, you need to play for Arsenal, and you can't always clear it. But at times, you legitimately need to put your foot through it. Czech almost got caught. Bellerin was almost caught. Xhaka was almost caught before he was actually caught for the goal. Blind passes. When Xhaka slicing it, it's unfortunate to highlight Xhaka, because Xhaka was quality today, and he gave another example as to why I think he had a great last season and he's going to have a better this season. But clear it with conviction. You didn't clear it with conviction, and we fell apart for it. Of course, it's the Community Shield and it's a trophy on the line at the end of the day. But if this was, I know we're not in the Champions League final. If this was in the semi-final, a Champions League final of the champs, you might as well say Europa League, or the decisive games in the Prem, cheap mistakes will always cost you. And I've always also said, if you do not respect the dark arts of the game, the defensive stuff, the less glamorous, you cannot enjoy winning the league. You cannot enjoy the going forward things. Even great Zidane, ask Zidane, who was the most important player when he was at Real Madrid? They'll say Makelele. You cannot. We really need to respect clean sheets and defensive stuff, and really put as much emphasis and passion into the dirty work of the game that we do now. I mean, if we could bring, I know George Graham said had done a lot of things at Arsenal, and for the large part, he's a great manager. If we could marry the way he thought about defensive work with Wenger's, we'd have the best team. But yeah, them self-inflicting errors, the overplaying, the set pieces, man. Our set pieces and marking from set pieces. What are we doing? Like, it's a soccer. It's just schoolboy defending. Like, what are we doing? And in regards to ours, there was a couple of incidences where you guys know I'm not a big fan of playing short. I would have thought I know Lacazette's not the biggest, and he probably hasn't scored the most headers, but with him, there's Wells, there's fairly bit of height. Put balls into the box, because it's too easy to play Arsenal. The backwards passing again at times when we're letting Chelsea remain rigid defensively. I mean, especially when they went down to 10 men. I know we scored, but if you read between the lines, that could be a game where we're struggling to break sides down. A decisive game in a title race. You need to find a way, and you can't always play back. So there's that. What else was I trying to say? We were both sluggish. Both sides were sluggish. Both sides were sluggish, without a doubt. We can't read too much into that. I mean, it's pre-season. Both sides clearly need a central midfielder. I mean, Chelsea have signed one, and you can say they don't really, but we need one. Yeah, we've got a lot of people injured and a lot of question marks over players. But there was a couple of incidences today, whether it was the dynamic putting a foot in and tackling and remaining as a constant option, or if it was someone to do the going forward and things like that. Xhaka did it, but they need help, and some of these partners aren't the best, so we kind of need a centre mid, in my opinion. Whether we get one's another story. I was impressed with Iwobi today. No one can tell me the guy can't play in central midfield for me. You saw him driving past people like Cesc, receiving it off centre-backs, dictating play. There's one chance he should have scored. It fell to him outside the area. He really should have opened up his body and hit it, and he's probably lacking confidence on that shot, but he needs to do that to make the difference. Xhaka was good today. Also, Phil Onene was a bit so-so, but you know what? I'd probably say he had a good game. I like how he fought. He was in the trenches. He didn't mean that shot, that pot shot, cross shot, whatever the hell that was, but he had a good game. Chelsea did look a bit sluggish, and if I was a Chelsea fan, considering that City have spent money and United have spent money, and yeah, we've spent money, but we're retaining the league, I'd be slightly concerned with how some of them players played. I think Kante was excellent. I think Cesc was excellent. Cesc looks like he probably could need help. I liked Pedro as well. He was very good. Michi, I didn't have people say he didn't have the best of games, but I felt unlucky for him. I mean, yeah, he could have run in behind a couple of times, but he was really in the trenches. I say Dave, you guys know I'm a fan of Dave, and Marcos Alonso, they probably were the worst players for Chelsea. They didn't look convinced defensively. They were so going forward. It's the Carling Cup, it's the Community Shield, so you can't write too many conclusions. But yeah, Courtois, I felt Courtois had a very good game. He denied Xhaka a banger. He had a very good game. Let himself down with the penalty, of course, but he had a very good game nonetheless. And Kozlesniak, when he came on, he looked very good, man. I call him the builder because he's there clamping guys and weighting guys and saying it's not a foul when it's actually a foul. Very good crosser, very confident going forward. There's a couple of incidences. I like the way he doesn't let things die cheaply. He quite carry on fighting. Yes, when the season goes, something might happen and we need to see a lot, and he's still somewhat unproven, but we've signed a lot worse, and he does look like a steal for a free transfer. Like I said, a lot remains to be seen, but yeah. guys, there's not much more to be said, to be honest. They were just some of my thoughts, and I thought I'd get them off my chest. Get in the comments what's yours. We move on to Leicester. I think we play Leicester on Friday. Don't quote me on that because I could be wrong, guys. Deluded Goon, I'm signing out. Commiserations to Chelsea fans. Congratulations to Arsenal fans. Yeah, best of luck to both sides in the league. Yeah, I'm out, guys. I'm waffling now. Deluded Goon, I'm signing out. Thanks.